I don't come to bow, you know, I come to conquer. I don't come to bow, I come to conquer. My home is always where I am. My home is in my head. My home is what I think about. How I try to set my mind in the thinking that I think. That is my home. My home is not a material home out somewhere out there. You know, my home in my head.
Oh yeah.
Is mightier than the sword. Matter of fact, the sword, you're using brute force to have your way. With the pen, you could change the minds of many by the way you think. Two factors in life as to why we do things: an intrinsic motive or an extrinsic motive. Let's say you love playing the piano, learning all of the ins and outs of music theory and the chords and all of these things, right? And having a blast while you're learning. That would be an intrinsic value because it's something that gives you joy as you do it. But let's say you're just playing the piano because your parents told you to, or you're in piano class and you need to get a grade for music and you're just trying to get the grade, or you need to pay bills and you need to play for people, or you want to impress people. This would be an extrinsic value. And I'm pretty sure you picked up on the fact that extrinsic and intrinsic are synonymous with internal and external. Everything is a remix of a remix of a remix, but it's good to have some words in your repertoire so you don't sound crazy. You sound more intelligent. Psychologists did a study on this and found the more extrinsically motivated someone is, the more likely they are to develop depression and anxiety.
I was at Elton John's last night in Caesar's Palace, right? Amazing thing to be at. And about half the fucking room is filming it isn't even looking at Elton John. They're just watching it through their phone. Now that's a small example, but you can see what they're doing. In order to display their life, to invite envy from other people, they are not living their life. No one wants to watch your shitty video about Elton John. There's thousands of videos about Elton John that are much better than yours, right? Why are you doing that? You're never going to watch it either. You're doing it to say to other people, envy me, right? It doesn't make you feel good in that room. Actually makes you feel worse. You're not enjoying the experience.
Right.
And it makes them feel like shit because you're trying to invite envy in your friends. That's a small example of a much wider thing, of a kind of junk values that have taken our minds. 18-month-old children know what the McDonald's M means, they know their own surname, their own last name, right? From the moment, Professor Kasser put it to me, from the moment we're born, we're immersed in a machine that is designed to get us to neglect what is important about life, right? None of your listeners will lie on their deathbeds and think about all the shit they bought and all the likes they got on Instagram. They'll think about moments of meaning and connection. That's like a banal, obvious thing. But we're constantly pushed to not think in those terms, to think about show it off, buy, spend, right? These junk values have taken over our minds.
The greatest disease known to man is that we take life for granted. When you sit in a room with a ticking clock, and after a while, your brain tunes out the sound of the tick. Just like that, our minds tune out life itself and replace it with things that don't matter after we're dead. So extrinsic motivation is externally based and leaves you feeling empty inside. But what about intrinsic motivation? Doesn't being internally motivated make you more selfish? It may seem like that to someone who's externally based, but you're doing a far greater service to humanity if you follow your passions. You can give a starving man a fish and he'll eat for a day. But if you teach that man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. The external based thinker is giving a man a fish to eat for a day, and the internal based thinker is the one that's teaching the man to fish for a lifetime. External based thinker lives their life thinking that they're not good enough, and so they have to prove themselves to other people. I want you to be logical right now. There's 9 billion people in this planet. You're gonna have to do that 9 billion times. The intrinsic person proves to themselves that they are acceptable enough by accomplishing their goals. Not to show off to other people, but to prove to themselves that they can do it. And this creates a sense of conviction or gnosis, where the phrase anything you put your mind to is not just some motivational speech, it's facts. It's just a fact of reality. I love learning, not to prove that I'm smart or intelligent to other people. I don't care. Come into a new understanding and a new awareness. I love that. Like seeing a twist at the end of a 𝕶𝖓𝖔𝖉𝖌𝖊 movie. I like changing my perspective. And within my joy of learning, I set an example for those who can relate to me. That also makes me a stronger link to those around me because I'm not dependent on their validation for my existence. And with that level of conviction, your life becomes the lesson for those around you. And that's a lifetime right there. That's you teaching the man how to fish for a lifetime. I don't care what you think as long as you're thinking. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.
So I realized that just like you say, lest ye be born again. You have to die before you be born again. And I saw that my process was dying to who I thought I was. Who I thought I was must die for who I am to be.